You're hereby notified that a special call meeting of the City Commission is called to be held at the regular meeting place of the City Commission at City Hall 201 North 2nd Street, City of Palatka, Florida, to begin at 3:45 p.m. Friday, October 4th, 2019. The purpose of the meeting is to hold interviews with the finalist candidates for the position of City Manager. Please govern yourselves accordingly. At this time, we're going to have our invocation and our pledge of allegiance by Vice Mayor Brown. Everyone, please stand.
Dear Lord and merciful Father, please guide us. Help us to make good decisions, to take care of those people who can't take care of themselves and those who can take care of themselves. Help our city to move forward and help these candidates that have come so far and come from there to be blessed in whatever endeavor they do, no matter what. Take care of our commission. Help us to be smart enough and love enough to guide us through all the hard times that we'll have. Take care of staff. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Michael. Roll call.
Mayor Hill.
Here.
Vice Mayor Brown.
Present.
Commissioner Gorham.
Present.
Commissioner Campbell.
Present.
Commissioner McCaskill. Here. All members are present and cared for, and you have a quorum.
Thank you. Next up will be Ms. Higginbotham from the Mercer Group to give opening remarks and instructions.
For the record, my name is Donna Higginbotham, and I am Senior Vice President of the Mercer Group. I have the distinct pleasure of bringing forward 5 very well-qualified candidates to you, Honorable Mayor and Commissioners. You've had 2 days with these gentlemen, and I feel confident that we are prepared to make a decision for the betterment of the city of Palatka. At this time, I would like to introduce each candidate. They will give a brief description of themselves, and then I would like to ask them to leave the room, and we will bring them back in one at a time so that the community can address questions to each candidate. Thank you. All right. Mr. Garner.
My name is Lee Garner, and I've had the pleasure of serving for approximately 3 months as interim city manager. I have 35 years of experience as city manager in very small cities throughout Georgia and Florida, and I feel like that I'm well qualified, have all the experiences required in your announcement for a city manager, and feel that I can faithfully take the job and do the best I can for as long as you have me here. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Lawrence McNall. Appreciate the opportunity to come here to interview for the position of your city manager. 25 years of local leadership for the county and municipal government, 23 years retired Army captain, and about 10 years of disaster management response with Team Rubicon. I've enjoyed the opportunity, enjoyed the community, and I'd love to be a part of it going forward. Thank you.
I'm Adam Mengel. I'm presently the Growth Management Director for Flagler County, and have held that position for just a little bit here, but had been the Planning Director there since I left Palatka, serving for the last basically 13 years, and enjoyed my 7 years here as Planning Director, and overall have about 23 years in public government experience, and need to say some praise about the process that we went through over the last couple of days. I'd like to thank Ms. Higginbotham and Mercer Group and your decision to bring on the Mercer Group with this. I think it's a very good process. We've got 5 good candidates. 4 good and 1 great.
Thank
But
you. Appreciate
Oh,
that.
sorry, yeah, you'll be outside. But appreciate everything we've been through and your questions, interaction, met the team, and it's an outstanding team that's here, and appreciate your consideration. Thank you.
Sorry about that. I couldn't resist.
I set up.
There you go. Bill Shanahan, 20 years United States Air Force, about 22 years at local government, from an analyst position all the way up to managers, work cities, work counties, and I appreciate the opportunity to be here. I wish you luck. This is probably, in my humble opinion, the hardest decision that an elected official can make. My recommendation would be take all that information and pray. God's in charge, and good luck with it.
Gotta let the rest of them go. And I can share the really good stuff. My name is Ryan Snow. I am the current city manager of a small town, similar sized town in Utah. I have 10 years of government experience, including that from the IRS to the local government. And I am just happy to be here. Appreciate the opportunity to have met and visited with each one of you. And like they said, I appreciate the process. This has been a wonderful process. And so anyway, appreciate it. So, there you go. Thank you.
At this time, Mr. Mayor, if I have your permission to begin bringing the candidates back in and open up the process for questions.
Yes, ma'am. Anything from the commission? Yes, ma'am.
So right now we're going to, somebody ask them these questions and let them answer, is that what they're doing now?
Community questions from the
This
public.
community.
Oh, the public, thank you.
All right, are we ready?
So at this time, anyone who wishes to ask questions, if you can, just fill out the speaker card for me in the back of the room so that we have it for the record. And we will proceed from there. Do we have any questions from the public at this time?
Somebody must be sick, because I know they got
And with
they
the,
speechless, there's something wrong.
and with the process, we're trying to ask the same questions of each candidate. If there's a general question, if there's a specific question for a particular candidate, then we'll move forward with that as well. So again, at this time, are there any questions from the public
For Mr. Garner.
for Mr. Garner? Seeing none, any questions from the commission for Mr. Garner? You got the easiest task today so far.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Maybe I should ask, are there any questions from the public for any candidate? So there are no questions from the public for any candidates. So I asked, was there any questions from the public for any candidates? The answer was no. So,
How would you like to proceed?
so do we have any questions from the commission? If you can excuse us just for 1 second, Mr. McNeil. Sorry about that. Are there any questions from the commission that you want to ask in addition to what we've done through the one-on-ones?
No, I'm fine.
Seeing none, we will close our public question session and we will move on to the next phase.
At this time, Mr. Mayor and Commissioners, I would like to hand out a ballot to you. I would ask you to indicate your choice to be Palatka's next city manager in order of preference of 1 to 5. Please sign at the bottom and hand them back to me. And the clerk and I will score.
One being the highest choice.
First choice to last, least, right? First.
One for your first choice
Sorry.
Yes.
in descending order to your last choice. We'll stand in recess for 10 minutes while they tally. We're going to turn it over to Ms. Higginbotham, who has the announcement.
Honorable Mayor and Commissioners, we have 3 that are your
Please turn our
top.
phones on silent.
Thank you for reminding me.
I'm just okay, I'll give you a hard time, Ms. Brown.
You've been doing that for
5 years.
After the tally with your clerk, your finance director, and myself, we have come up with your top 3 choices. I'm going to redistribute a ballot and ask you to rank the top 3 as well.
You know this is punishment. All right. Y'all great minds didn't run together. Y'all gonna add them again.
We'll do it this time.
No.
We stand adjourned. No, we're going to be in recess again. 2 minutes.
I told you to give me 10, I could do my policy.
Okay.
Yeah, 2-minute recess.
2-minute recess. I anticipated it'd be faster.
You got all the references.
Do we want, do we want to,
This your part.
Tim.
I know what else is, you can't be getting a good idea.
Ms. Brown, you got
You better
saying.
stop. I'm sorry. I'm stepping my boundaries.
That's the way I feel about, I did.
Ms. Brown. Ms. Brown? Ms. Brown?
I made a mistake, I'm
Ms.
sorry.
Ms. Brown? I'll say that on the record.
Can't be said.
Block is hot.
Honorable Mayor, if I may.
Call the meeting back to order. Yes, ma'am?
Honorable Mayor, Commissioners, at this time, we have another tie. So we are going to narrow down your choices to your top two selections at this time.
No, y'all
You just
can't.
going, I'm going with you.
Thank you.
Whatever you guys decide. We stand in recess for 2 minutes. So do we want to bring everybody in? We want to take everybody in? Can we bring all again this time? And then we'll do the final announcements. Yeah.
Mr. Shannon has been selected by 3 votes. And Mr. McConnell by 2. And I would like a motion made. I hope that you would unanimously vote to show a sign of support.
Absolutely.
We understand that.
Okay. Okay, we'll go back on the record once the candidates come back in the room.
Did you ever talk to this, not Chestnut, but, did he live that way? Have you talked to him?
Quite frequently. He's done frequently too much services. And just before we make our announcement, the votes have been tallied at this time. On behalf of the city of Palatka, I want to say to all 5 of you gentlemen, you have made this extremely difficult, more so than the last 2 processes. Any direction that we went today with the 5 candidates who were here, who were consummate professionals, I think who were very candid in the answers that they gave and who all have an excellent track record as it relates to their profession, we couldn't go wrong. And so we want to thank each of you gentlemen for applying for the position, but also for the manner in which you carried yourself within this process and for thinking it not robbery to apply as city manager for the city of Palatka. Also to the Mercer Group, Ms. Higginbotham in particular, we want to thank you for the professionalism and the excellence that you And to Ms. Robinson, who worked closely with Ms. Higginbotham throughout this entire process. We definitely thank both of you ladies for the work that you've done in making sure that the pool of finalists that we have were all stellar. And I think that it was a job well done. The process was clean. It was done flawlessly, and we're definitely pleased with the work from the Mercer Group as well. And we hope that we don't have to use you anytime soon.
Honorable Mayor, Commissioners, it has certainly been my honor and my privilege to work for you. This is a delightful city. I've enjoyed working with each and every one of you. And I hope to return sometime soon.
Anytime.
We look forward to you returning on a regular basis. You're a part of the Palatka family.
Yes, you
Okay,
are.
we found a place that she likes staying.
She loves it. She's been staying, yeah.
Mr. Mayor, are you ready for me to make the announcement?
Yes, ma'am.
Honorable Mayor, Commissioners, it is my privilege to introduce your next city manager for the city of Palatka. By majority vote, Mr. William Shanahan.
Second.
Excuse me, Mr. Campbell, you have a motion on this one?
I will make a motion to accept Mr. Shanahan as our new city manager for the city of Palatka.
Second.
There's a motion on the board, a second. Is there any further discussion?
Question.
Questions called simultaneously. We're going to give it to Vice Mayor Brown. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries unanimously. Is there any further business before the commission at this time? Any parting comments from the commission? Commissioner Ward?
Again, we couldn't go wrong with any of the candidates that we had today. I wish we had 5 city manager positions available, but unfortunately we only have 1. And again, no matter what you do, guys, I mean, you were all awesome throughout the whole process, and the information that you had was very, very amenable to what we could use here in our city. And again, the Mercer Group was stellar in their whole process throughout, from the beginning to the end. I really, my hat's off and my hair off to you for the what job well done that you and our HR director. She also done a wonderful job. So, but all in all, thank you for what you all done, and thank you for coming on board with us. Looking forward to working with you.
Yes, ma'am.
I too want to thank the Mercer Group, Madam Duchess, as I call her. Hope to see you many more times here in Palatka. Mrs. Robinson, I'm sorry. Thank you. You were awesome in this process. Each and every one of you did a great job. Mr. Garner, I appreciate all you've done. You did a great job while you were here. This was a tough decision. Today was great getting to know you guys, and you guys did do a phenomenal job. And welcome aboard, Mr. Shanahan. Congratulations.
Commissioner Campbell?
I'd like to say thank you as well to everyone that played a part, to the candidates for taking time out your busy schedules to make it down to the city of Palatka. To the Mercer Group, I can't say how professional you have been from the very first time we've interacted to this very moment, and it speaks volumes to the process that was actually implemented today. Ms. Robinson, and to staff for putting up with this process for however long, and the various changes that we've had, for everyone that had to step up to the plate to carry the weight while we have it, and hopefully we've made the decision to take this city forward, and we're happy that we're at this point, that we can finally say we have a city manager.
Vice Mayor.
I'd like to say thank you to the two ladies, and I emphasize ladies who helped us make this big decision. I'd like to say it's one of the hardest ones that I have had to make in a long time, because all of you were really great in what you did, and sitting down talking to you and what you said, and I said, the mom and me wanted to keep all of you, but I know we can't afford all of you. Thanks so much. I hope that even though you didn't get the job, that you'll come back and visit us. And if you find somebody who want to come, you can move here. You don't have to. We'll help you find another job, and you can move here and be with us. And I'm happy that this task is over, because it's a burdensome one that we've had to do. And now I just want to see us move forward, and to let you know that we will be here for you, and if we can help some of you who are leaving us in other places, we're here. Just give us a call, and we'll be there for you too. Thank you.
In closing, I think it's been about a 2-year journey that we've been on as it relates to trying to create some level of continuity within this city. I want to make sure I thank staff, particularly our department heads, for your commitment and your ability to come in and actually welcome these gentlemen into our community and provide them with the information that's necessary for them to decide if Palatka was the best fit for them as well. I also want to thank Betsy Jiggers for stepping in as interim during the time period that she did that. And we definitely appreciate your dedication to this community and the work that you did during the almost 1-year period in which you were sitting as the interim. So again, thank you, Betsy, and you deserve a round of applause for the work that you did.
You did an awesome job.
And last but not least, Lee Garner, we thank you. You walked into City Hall and you became a part of us. And we know that you're stuck with us on Thursday night as well next week, and you're going to be here for a little bit longer. And, you've just become a part of this community. We love the work ethic and the energy that you display, along with the wisdom that you give. We know that this staff has a strong heart for what you've done, and we really appreciate you coming in as a senior advisor and helping Palatka kind of steady the road as we proceed on. And so without anything, we definitely applaud you, and I appreciate everything that you're doing for the city of Palatka, because we know that you're going to continue to work. And I haven't seen but one person work in that same way when they're reversed of 18. And so we just appreciate the efforts that you make. You get here early in the morning, you're here on the weekend, and you've set the example for what professionals do, and we thank you for that.
You're welcome. It's been a pleasure.
There's not much I can say more about you and what you've done. We appreciate you, and we appreciate just what your organization has brought forward at this time. You gave us 5 excellent candidates. You gave us a process that was flawless, and it allowed us to be able to make a decision in a pretty quick time period, even though it was a very difficult decision. For you guys that don't know, there were 3 votes on this process because it was so difficult to rank you. If we ranked anyone, it would be 1 and 1A for all 5 of you. And so again, on behalf of the city of Palatka, thank you. And at this time, if there's nothing further, we'll stand adjourned.
Thank you.